Yes, I learned this word, but I forgot how to.
Then I'll go through my notes and just kind of skim over example sentences. 안녕하세요, 여러분. 지금 학교 밖에 있어요. 그래서 좀 부끄러워요. 사람은 저를 보기 무서워요. 근데 저는 엄마 위에서 기다리고 있어요. 네. 그 영상처럼 지금 다시 아파요. 좀 아파요. 그래서 제 목소리가 다시 좀 이상해요. 집에 갈 때는 역사 숙제를 해야 되고 화학 숙제도 해야 돼요. 이번 주에 어학 계획 때문에 오늘 한국어하고 일본어를 공부해야 돼요. And yeah, that's about it. So I'll see you later. 이따 봐요. 안녕. 학교 다녀왔습니다. 너무 예쁘죠? 제 마스크가 아직 입고 있어. 문을 닫았어. It's stuck in my hair. 그건 내 히터예요. 아무튼 우리 엄마가 타말레스 만들었어요. 그래서 지금 먹을 거예요. 너무 배고파요. 학교 때문에 너무 피곤하고 배고파요. 그래서 먹자. Okay, so I'm about to go into a high call thingy. I don't know how long I'm going to be doing this for. Then after that, I'm going to go and do a how to study Korean lesson. First, high-level class. So, 가자. 사람이랑 한국어 연습한 지 좀 오랜만인 것 같아요. 긴장돼. 새로운 단어를 들면 쓸게요. 지금 무엇에 대해서 이야기하고 있으세요?
지금 기호가 어떻게 한국어를 공부하게 됐는지에 대해서 이야기하고 있었어요.
오케이. Thank you.
켈리는 어떻게 한국어를 공부하게 되었어요?
저는 좀 2년 공부한 지 됐어요. 그리고 저는 스스로 공부하는 것을 좋아해요.
그러면 한국어를 된 이유, 뭐 영어도 있고 프랑스어도 있고 다른 것도 많은데 왜 한국어를 공부를 시작했어요?
그냥 한국어를 처음 들었을 때는 한국어랑 사랑이 빠졌어요. 너무 예쁘라고 생각했으니까 배우고 싶었어요.
근데 다들 한국어를 정말 잘하신다.
감사합니다.
Yes, I learned this word, but I forgot how to write it. I thought it was
Shoot, she's a native. 진년님 is a native speaker.
I love
Talking with a native speaker.
thank you.
It's just got a lot more intense. Drop my pen.
네, 그러면 저부터 할게요.
네.
제 이름은 박진연이고 그냥 준이라고 불러주시면 돼요. 그리고 지금 캐나다 살고 있고 캐나다에서 일을 하고 있어요. 그리고 한국어를 많이 가르쳐주고 싶어서 하이로컬을 시작했고 앞으로 많이 이야기할 수 있는 시간을 가졌으면 좋겠어요.
네, 좀 긴장돼요.
괜찮아요.
안녕하세요. 저는 16살이고 고등학생인 켈리라고 합니다. 제가 한국어를 배우기 시작한 지 좀 2년 됐어요. 그리고 영화 보기 하고 책 읽는 것을 좋아해요. 그리고 그림 그리는 것을 좋아해요. So yeah, I just wrote 가야 돼서 여러분 다음에 봐요. 안녕. So I'm going to dip and then go do something else.
네, 안녕, 켈리.
So let's get to the informative part of this. So, htstudykorean.com. You've heard me mention it on this channel many times. I have a couple videos on it, like this one, and this one. Maybe more, I'm not sure. There definitely should be more. There's supposed to be more on this channel. I will get on that soon, I promise. So I haven't asked how do I use the website, how do I study with it, do I have any tips, materials to use with it, what do I have to buy, do you have to purchase things to use the website, is the website really entirely free? You will get your answers now. So this is how I study with htstudykorean.com for absolutely free. Not a single penny needs to be dropped out of that precious pocket of yours. So there are like 6 main language learning skill sets, or at least that's what I call them. I'm not really sure what you would call them. I think that's what they're called. So there's dictation or listening, speaking, reading, writing, vocabulary, and grammar. Those are the 6 things you should be focusing on when learning a new language. Now, the great thing about htstudykorean.com is it caters to all those needs for the most part. So the way I go through it, and I'm going to be using my language learning notebook and showing you guys some examples. This is my language book. It is falling apart, my friends. I've used it a lot. This is an example of some notes I took. I will show you guys a better view over at my very beautiful desk. So yeah, what I do first is I go through vocabulary first. Before and after a lesson. So I start a lesson and there's always a vocabulary list full of about 27 to 30 something new vocabulary words in each lesson. And every vocabulary list is accompanied by a link at the very bottom of the list that says use our Memrise tool or something like that. And when you click it, it will take you to the Memrise app or website. Once there, simply click learn new words. I would recommend downloading the Memrise app if you have not already, because it is super helpful. Spaced repetition, real good for you kids. Adults, most people that watch my videos are older than me. I shouldn't be calling you kids. I am so sorry. I need to respect my elders. That sounds like I'm calling you old. I am so sorry. No. Anyway, moving on. So, yes, elders. No. So yes, vocabulary. Memrise uses spaced repetition, which is super helpful and the most effective way to learn new vocabulary words. Basically, shows you a word, you learn it, practice it maybe twice, moves on to the next word, and then a couple words later it pops up again, and it pops up again, and it just keeps repeating. Spaced repetition. I think it's fairly self-explanatory, but super duper helpful. Do not underestimate it. I use Memrise, which has its super fabulous spaced repetition technique to get these words into my brain for the first time. I read through the lesson, and I read through one section at a time. Now, usually these grammar lessons are usually a grammar point and either different ways to use the grammar point in its different meanings, or several grammar points that are somehow related. For every section, I read through the section first. Make sure to not skim over a lesson. I know a lot of you do that, and I'm guilty. I used to do it a lot too. I would kind of like skim over and be like, okay, I think I got the basic idea. Move on, next lesson. Because I was so focused on like just next lesson. I didn't take time to actually process the information. I was kind of speed running through it, and don't do that, because it's embarrassing later when you're like, okay, I saw that grammar point somewhere, I just don't know how to use it, I don't remember what it was. You end up slowing yourself down a lot more than you're helping yourself. I had to learn the hard way, yes. So don't do that. Yeah, I read through one section at a time. Once I'm done reading, I go back and write down something that stuck out to me, anything I think is important towards learning the correct usage of the grammar point, and then I write down one example sentence it gave that I think is important for me to use, and then I write my own example sentence. Then when I'm done with the lesson, I go back through all those and I write another example sentence after reviewing. Then at the very end of the lesson, once I'm done reading everything and taking notes, I will review vocabulary once again with Memrise spaced repetition. Then I'll go through my notes and just kind of skim over example sentences I wrote and highlight anything I thought was important in the notes. and it's like a triple review of the lesson, and I found that this is the most helpful method for helping things stick in my brain. Review is such an important part of language learning, and I feel like we should emphasize that a lot more, because I feel like if I had been doing this since the very beginning, I would have progressed so much faster, and I wouldn't have gotten frustrated with myself for not remembering things. You know how people say the brain is a muscle, right? Exercise. Reviewing is that exercise. Bringing things up, active recall, purposely trying to remember things and working your brain, not just, boom, you learned it, you better remember that for when you want to use it. Because then I just ended up getting frustrated with myself, like, why can't you remember a simple thing? Why can't you use these grammar points in a conversation yet? In reality, it's not it's my fault, but it's not my fault. It's my fault for not doing more work and reviewing, but it's not my fault as in I'm just dumb. You know what I mean? So, after that, I leave the lesson alone. And then on the weekend, I have a study plan. I'm going to be making a video about making a study plan with you guys, so you guys can see what my study plan looks like, because I know that was also another thing you guys really wanted to see. So it's going to be make a study plan with me. So, if you haven't already, shameless plug, like the video and subscribe so you can be around for that. That's it for all my beautiful notes. In that, we cover vocabulary, grammar. There are dictation videos, sentence building practice videos, and review videos for all the lessons throughout Unit 1, I believe. I don't remember how many lessons there are in Unit 1, but I know up to like lesson 25, 26, or 27. They have a bunch of other cool things on their website as well. They have special theme lessons on their website as well. I like reviewing the school one every once in a while just because it has helpful vocabulary and phrases related to school. And lots of phrases related to school, not just like, oh, I'm a high schooler, oh, this is my desk. It's like a master list of all things school related, and I love it. As well as special readings that you can download for free. You just gotta click around in their other tab. They got some Hanja stuff. Check out their YouTube channel. So when I was a beginner and I was still using Unit 0 through Unit 1, or beginnings of Unit 1, I did the YouTube videos after every lesson, and that in itself is like a review kind of. For reading, I actually use either this book, Short Stories in Korean, or Korean Stories for Language Learners, the Tuttle book. I think if you're learning Korean, you've definitely seen this book. You probably have seen this one. This one is getting a bit more popular. I've noticed more people are using it, but this one shows up. Like, everyone has this one, and it's a really good book. I think I like this one better. This one's cool too. I learned some pretty cool words, and it's fun reading about the different stories. But this one has longer stories, and everything in here is in Korean. So there's no temptation to look at the English translation and rely on, what's it called? No, Romaji is for Japanese. The romanization, basically. There's no temptation to look at any romanization or English translations in here, because everything is in Korean. Like, everything. Even the comprehension questions are in Korean. The answers are in Korean. Whereas in here, sometimes I have caught myself looking at the romanization of the title instead of reading the actual title itself, or looking at the English translation more than I should be. That's why it's not my number one mainly, just because this one is like super immersive. There's no way you're not going to practice your Korean in this one. This one, you can get away with a little more. But yeah, so these are the books I use to practice my reading. And then usually when I'm watching some sort of video, like Hello Chadu is a really good Korean cartoon to watch and practice. I read the subtitles in Korean. I'll be watching a show or movie and have subtitles in Korean and read those in reading practice. For speaking, Lingbi, high local 2, unfortunately, my teacher that I did high local classes with, Hananim, has not been doing classes as of late, and it's really hard to find any good teachers. But they do pop up. They're not rare to find, really. It's just usually, I think the time usually that I'm on is not great Korean teacher time. Like, there's a couple teachers there, though. I mean, it's cool. You guys saw me do one. That was a rare occurrence. Listening, same thing. Shows, music works too. K-pop is cool. However, sometimes the songs are really fast. They're a lot more fast-paced, so they're a little harder to understand if you're a beginner, or even for me, early intermediate is a little hard to understand. So I recommend slower songs. Kim Young is a great artist. I've been recommending him since the beginning. I love listening to his songs, and not only are they great, cute little songs, but they're great for listening practice. Talk to Me in Korean podcasts are really helpful as well. Hilo call classes, any YouTube video, any Korean vloggers. Some other resources I use for studying Korean. Papago is a super helpful translator, way better than Google Translate. Duolingo, just for a little bit of practice, a little bit of fun here and there. I do use that for all the languages I'm studying except Bisaya, because there is no Bisaya course. Easy Korean, the news articles, Todai. I like practicing my reading with those as well. Hello Talk, really cool for posting journal entries or anything and getting corrected by natives, as well as a new app, Slowly. But I will tell you about that app in another video on another day. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time. And shameless plug time. For more frequent language content, you can check out my Instagram. Oh my gosh, I'm getting such a bad glasses headache right now. Yeah, I don't know why we're still here. Anyway, 여러분 나중에 또 봐요. 안녕. And hello, friends. This is gonna become a regular thing. Oh my gosh, I'm dying. That's in my regular viewers as well. Hello. Hi. I love you so much. Always my little necklace thing. The little clasp is in front. That's so annoying. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. I'm being weird. I gotta go. Bye-bye.